What's going on, fellas?
Everything good.
What's up, Big Oomp?
Man,
This is a treat because I don't think people understand Big Oomp and what you have meant and still mean to the South ATL in general. I understand that you're a businessman. I understand that you had the football coaching league thing going and you into the food. But musically, Oomp Camp does not get the shining stars, in my personal opinion, that it should. And it's a damn disgrace, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me, Oomp?
Yes.
You know what I mean? You want to touch on that a little bit?
Well, you know how it is, man. So when you're humble, and, you just putting in the work, you ain't out there, bragging about what you got going on and all that. So people tend to look over because they pay attention to the loud.
Right. The cheerleaders always get the look, but they not in the game.
Yeah, they pay attention, but, quiet is kept. We the forefront of a lot of stuff get done.
Right.
But we ain't out there talking about it. My hands in a bunch of deals that get moved around the city, but I ain't talking about it.
Right.
I'm help people, I don't know, every other week into a new venture.
Right.
Tied into all kind of stuff, but it ain't for the people to be bragging about it. You know what I mean? So
do you
stay humble about it.
Do you feel sometimes that you get taken advantage of because of that?
No, I don't. I don't even hold it personal with people because most of the people that spokespeople now, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the history, the real history of the ATL. Like the people that's the people listen to now, they ain't the ones who was there from when we started putting in that work. They wasn't there when the first rap station came to Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't around, so they just don't know.
Right.
They come from seeing what the writers put out in the magazines and stuff. I remember when they first started talking about the South, and they started out with these rappers who they had nothing to do with the beginning of Atlanta. But by them having the hot records at the time,
they got the credit.
They got the credit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But those people who was telling the story who weren't from Atlanta.
Right.
They don't know ATL history.
This conversation is important to me, one, because I do come from California. And one, I know the musical ties between the West Coast and the South as far as hip-hop music is concerned. I understand that when the West Coast got on, some of the first people they reached to help get to the next level was South people.
That's right.
Because we got on, and the first thing that New York did was hate on us. But the South was like, hey, I like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you got when they started signing people, they signed from the Midwest. They signed the South out of Texas. They came here, and that was where the love was at because I think there was a relatableness in the music. New York at that time, if you're a hip-hop history, was dancing, and they was, in the club, and we did this. And the West Coast came out, was like, man, we smoke weed, ride low riders, and like old schools. And the South was like, hey, I know that shit.
Right.
We sound a little different, but we recognize the barbecues, the guns, the hoes, and and the South was like, hey, that's more us. Mm-hmm. And so because of that relationship came up. And my whole point of saying that is me coming from California. I remember the first thing they told me when I was first getting on in the music industry and radio and podcast and streaming was, hey man, you can't be from another state. You gotta be da. And I was like, that's not the case for me here. And I didn't realize it was because I was from California. So I got an initial door up. Oh, you from the West Coast? Oh, we like y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All I had to do was come in and show respect. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So every time when people talk to me about my career, I'm like, Oomp Camp was the first people to say, we want that little nigga hosting the parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Signing from day one.
Yeah. Straight up day one.
And then I really got a stamp when, do you remember when the East Side Stomp got renamed the A-Town Dance? And I was the only one to get online. I was like, bro, that's the East Side Stomp, bro. That baby D right there, bro.
Yeah, that's all it was.
I was like, that ain't that's the East Side Stomp, baby.
Yeah.
D Oomp Camp.
Yep.
That's right. Stomp that.
Yeah. So I remember that kind of stuff, and that was I always give you guys credit because I do come from Southern California culture where it's gangbang culture. It is. But because of that, it shows when we go into another person's set, we gotta let them know we here. You're like, hey, we here, homie. Just let you know, We in your spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out it was the Oomp, and I always tell people I came in on the third era of Oomp. I wasn't here for the Jelly and MC Assault, but I was here with the Oomp with Montay.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So we was the third era of like, cause we came in, we brought in the streaming era, right?
Yep.
Boost with the first. Oh, that shit was online.
Yeah.
YouTube was 05.
Yeah. Sure
You know what I mean?
was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I bring this up, because this conversation is more than just, I know you up here talking about your
Cause you know, like ATL ho, right? Everybody say that.
ATL, ho.
Everybody say that.
Right.
He even got a hashtag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hashtag ATL, and look how much stuff come up on there. But who owns ATL ho? Who came up with ATL?
Right.
Who record is ATL? Who? We. Who started? ATL. That's
Right.
Baby D record.
Right.
And it's 20-something years old right
Yeah.
now. 25 years old.
Yeah.
25.
And it's still one of the most said sayings now. Everybody.
Yeah. Right.
Crazy.
You from ATL and you able to speak, you holler at ATL ho. You go to the basketball game, football game,
Yeah.
I don't care. Even when you say a message about something that's popping,
Soccer
they got
games too.
promotion, you got a hashtag say ATL ho by it.
Monte, can I brag on you real quick?
Let's go.
West Side. Shit, shouting. All that. The music industry does not know that a dude from the West Side of ATL has done songs with so many people, because you're very quiet about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a record that outstreamed Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Oomp Camp.
Yeah.
And with all due respect to all the other talented
Right.
producers and writers, nobody can say that.
Nah.
But dude from the West Side, Oomp Camp.
That's right.
Martin Luther
I'm not
King.
shouting.
All right.
Martin Luther King or whatever, man.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monte can say that.
Yeah.
And that's out of the Oomp Camp.
Yeah.
Most people don't know. I know that. So I'm gonna brag, like, cause every time I hear people talking to him, it's like, well, you got the three girls. Man, do you know who y'all talking to?
Hey, that's a plus too, though. Yeah.
Man, I think once you get to three, I have Monte, I have this thing where I was like, look, because I want to interview Neo, right? And I have a name for Neo. But if you get to three women, right, I'm gonna call it Tage Trio.
That's dope.
We get to Tage Trio, we're gonna do a reality show of Tage Trio.
Yeah.
The day in the life of Tage Trio. But if Neo already got his three, I was gonna call it Neo's Trio. So
Neo's
whatever
Trio.
happens first, I think we should shoot that.
I think it's gonna come. Hey, it's gonna come real
It's
soon.
gonna come real soon.
Real soon.
How did you feel when you found out you beat Lady Gaga in streaming numbers? And for what song was it? Let them know what song it was.
Low by Flo Rida
Yep.
featuring T-Pain.
Mhm.
And so I didn't even know you telling me something new for real.
Really?
Yeah. But all I know is that song came in like out of 50 years of hip hop, it came in like number, I want to say 14.
Wow. Yeah.
50 years and 50 years of, I think everything, it came in like 16.
And it was this, when I say streaming, I'm talking about this was before it was called streaming.
Right.
You know, we know it was just called listening online back then. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying them numbers just came out recently. Like this, including streaming.
Yeah.
Like it's still one of the top. Like when I was watching Apple, music, sometimes it's like we still be in the like top 20 of hip hop records.
Right.
And that record
It's
came
still
out.
up there.
Yeah, it came out in
Because good
07.
music is good music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the reason why the source of it matters to me is because I don't think Oomp Camp gets enough credit for the South in particular, from here to Texas, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then Atlanta alone. And by the way, this is not a diss to nobody else. Much love to Jermaine Dupri. Much love to all these other producers and writers and stuff like that. But everyone talks to them, and they always leave out Oomp Camp, and I don't get it. I'm like, bro, the numbers is there.
Hey, man. I don't understand it either.
Well, I don't put no pressure on it. You know, like I just like shoot, man. Where your history at?
But when
Some of them people was here,
Right.
and I helped some of them people.
And that's my point. It's like, and that's why I asked you, do you not get upset a little bit? Because it's like you a silent like contributor, and then they stand on top of the podium like, look what I did, like look what you did.
And as far as Atlanta, all those artists. First of all, after Edward J, we ran the mixtape game for, I don't know, about 15 years. So you had to hear your music on our mixtape.
Right.
Then we had the clubs. Montay did the hottest club. You was with
I
Montay.
was there.
Y'all did the hottest
That was the
club.
duo. We the duo.
Right. Then we had the TV show.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was on for 11 years. And we had 12 record stores that were SoundScan stores.
Right.
So when Jermaine, them artists came, all these different artists were coming out, they had to come through our circle in Atlanta to be that star in Atlanta.
Do you you know, I'm sorry to get nerdy on y'all, but like, you know, so, like, when people talk about like science, they always, you know, well, the nucleus of this is this. Do you feel like Camp is like the nucleus of the hip hop game in Atlanta that my people kind of just look over?
You know what? We do get recognized. A lot of people like producers and something like that. You know what I'm saying? They do recognize us because, for one, I think we do get overlooked, but we help the marketing. We painted the whole town with posters, them pink and blue and all them yellow posters. But man, I think we was the start of it.
Right.
Who's the blueprint?
The blueprint.
Who's the first one that
Of
passed
everything.
the city? When it was time for a party, promotion.
Right.
Wasn't nobody doing that.
Then come Casper and all these other promoters came behind us, saw us how we promoted the biggest parties at the Bounce and 321 and Club Nicky's. I'm saying, down on Warehouse to Warehouse, all those events, man.
Right.
We did it so bad it became a fine.
Right. right. The city was like, look, bro, hey man.
Yeah, we did it
poster.
so much that they created a fine for when you put a poster up now.
Yeah. I think the mayor's office needs to have an office set aside for Camp.
Now what the city have done?
Yep,
I have received 3 different proclamations.
Really?
We got them.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah, I
we
received
got 'em.
3 different proclamations over the years.
Okay.
Since we've been in business.
So you guys are getting recognized by the enough by the right
The,
people.
the latest one, the latest one was the 50 year. The
Okay.
50 year. The Falcons recognized us and the city.
Okay.
And just last year, the city of South Florida gave me my own day. June the 10th is officially Big Oomp Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll salute to South Fulton,
Yeah.
you know, as well for doing what they do. So what? Now we've got we've established that hey, we're the nucleus of this culture, right? At the same time, was you part of the football league or a football coach? Because you was heavy into coaching football.
So I still coach football. I've been coaching 22 years.
Right.
On squad.
You know, AJ Terrell that played for the Falcons, cornerback for AJ Terrell.
Okay.
He came from the Oomp squad.
Okay. All right.
So I got like 11 kids just signed scholarships in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
Going to college, D1 offers and stuff, 4 rides. But yeah, I've been doing it 22 years, man. Like 10 championships.
Coach Oomp.
Coach Oomp. He another person out there on that field too, though. You gotta see him.
Really?
Oh man, he be so excited out there, man. A whole nother person, man.
That's crazy.
I demand greatness out there, man.
He sure do.
We win though.
Yeah.
If it's anything like I had to go through, they they gotta be right out there.
We call it the Oomp squad.
Yeah.
Montay, your relationship with T-Pain, was that like 13, 15 years now?
Yeah, about 15.
About 15 years of
Yep.
just constantly making music and having now to the point to where, in my personal opinion, what you guys are like, that's like your right hand dude now. Like that's like personal. Like we're gonna go on tour. Montay got to go.
Yeah,
You know?
that's how it is. Like we got
gave Glorilla that hit record.
Yes, y'all did.
Montay and T-Pain all
Montay
over
and
again.
y'all gave Glorilla that hit record. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
and I
it
did
doesn't
that.
stop.
I did that record with T-Pain and Kalani. I like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That
So
was the top record. Top
Yeah.
10 record.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago, I want to say.
it was
Would
2021.
you prefer, Montay? Let me ask you, because you're at this point now. Would you prefer a little bit more notoriety, or do you kind of like being like the silent assassin a little bit?
I ain't gonna lie. The money that's out there now, I'd rather have the notoriety because I know that money gonna come right behind it too, though.
Right. There's power in fame.
Yeah, right. And these days and time, but you know, that's because of the social media platforms. Like back when I had like the biggest records that I had, it wasn't none of that.
Right.
Yeah, they have a PR, just go in magazines and all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
it wasn't no social media.
Right.
Like if we came out right now with everything that we did, we'll probably be like, Master P, them, Cam, one of the
Right.
we'll be just that big right now.
Yeah.
If
Right.
we came out of these times with the whole conglomerate of what we had built, with the pieces and parts that
Well,
we
it's
had
still
right
it's still going though. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
we
saying.
still
I
ain't
think
making
you guys like Nipsey Hussle would say is you guys are running a marathon. You're not running a sprint.
Right.
So
For sure.
it's not like you're missing out. You're getting the notoriety now,
Yeah.
right? But we're just reminding them like you guys have been on top of your shit.
we still got one record store. We had 12 record stores. We still have one record store out there, Old National Discount Mall. We've been out there 33 years.
Right. You know what I mean?
Like, I don't know if there's a record store still here that's been around that long.
No.
I don't think so.
No. And now you have entered into the restaurant business.
Now I'm in the restaurant.
Talk about the burger spot, because you bought us some burgers. I ain't took a bite yet, though.
Man, food is awesome, man. Got a burger spot. We opened up over there off Cascade on Fairburn Road, 510 Fairburn Road. Big Oomp Burgers, man. Smash Burgers. Best burgers in the SWATs.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
What made you want to get into the burger business?
Well, I've been wanting to do food long time ago, and then so just the right opportunity came around. I'm slowing down on a whole bunch of ventures, and still doing the real estate, but I figured this was the time for the burger. My daughter found the spot, and she was like, "Dad, this is the perfect spot. You said you want to do them burgers, let's do it right here." And shoot, man.
You know what's so funny?
Life.
You know what's so funny about entrepreneurial men that I don't think people understand? There is no retiring. It's just moving to the next thing or compiling things, because sitting down is a death sentence for entrepreneurial people. I'll just say people in general, men or women, right? But I don't think that I see you like I'm kind of slowing. No, you're not. You're just changing your. Maybe the way you work it maybe slows down.
Yeah.
Right? But, Montay is not doing nothing different. He's constantly, I got produced. I'm on tour. I got this going on. I got 2 girls. I got this person. I'm trying to get 3 hoes. I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think entrepreneurial, like, chilling out is a thing for people who are just.
And I'm into the movie business, too.
What kind of movies?
Just shot one movie. Just got picked up through Maverick Distribution. It should be hitting the platforms mid-April.
Okay.
I'm shooting another movie as we speak now, and my company shot a movie that's on Tubi called Mafietta Part 2. That's out on Tubi now. We shot that movie, and so now I'm on my 3rd movie. These last 2 been my movies.
With all the all the accomplishments that you guys have had, and private investments, private help that you guys have given people, what is something left to accomplish that you're like, man, I just haven't hit this thing. I want to do that. Montay, you go first. Like, what's something you
Oh, man, to be honest with you, I want to do them EDM stages.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something I want to accomplish. And I think I'm going to start that like this year. But
Right.
And scoring like big movies.
I remember when I was back at the old station, I remember you talking to me about that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get into this. So this is something that you're like, but now you've kind of reached a level to where you could possibly get into it.
Right, for sure. Yeah, so I wanted to get out the clubs, you know what I'm saying, do bigger stages. And so that me ended up with Pain. That was one thing that I've been doing. We've been just rocking for 15 years, but I want to do even more. Like something like Tomorrow World or Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Like Ultra and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's the thing for me as far as hosting is concerned. Like I tell people like hosting for me is like that. Being in front of a crowd. Like I'm just good in front of an audience. I want to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go there now. Like because I'm very successful. I've done my clubs and everything's great. And very salute to DJ Pretty Boy Tank and FLY. For telling people that I'm the one that created Left to Right Swag Surf, and I appreciated that because, you do things and it never gets the credit. And then I saw Montay one time in the interview. He's like, "Yo, you know all that?" Yeah. He's like, "That come from ET." I was like,
yeah.
Sometimes just the credit of what you do is dope, and you want to go to the next level, and that's where people want to go. So, where do you want to go that you haven't accomplished? Because you've accomplished so much, man.
So this is off. This is crazy. Man.
That's cool.
I want to end up on TV playing poker.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you that good at poker?
I am. That's my end.
You want to be in those poker competition TV shows?
Yeah, that's
and they be
my
on there and they be
plan.
them do. Are you gonna dress up as a character too? Sometimes they be having the glasses on with the hats.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have my glasses on. You ain't gonna know what's happening. That's my end game to be
a poker man.
Poker.
Man.
Wow, there's something new I just learned. There's something new I just learned today. Shoot, boy, y'all come out to Vegas with me.
Yeah, the poker man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's dope.
That is dope.
Yeah. Man, well, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, man.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about no poker at all. If you talking to me about martial arts or like tattoos or skateboarding, I'm like, hey, let's talk. I can tell you about herbs and spices.
He introduced me to all the healthy eating and all that kind of stuff.
Real?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
it.
I say we got a spot we about to open.
When
up.
I was like coming up, I was the weirdo that used to dress everything that people are like wearing now with the Doc Martens and when I first got to Atlanta, I was the weirdo with the outfits and I carried around a jug of water and I was sipping water all the time and I was talking about Dr. Satan. People like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah. I got introduced.
And Montay was like, you know what? There's something to this a little bit. Now, I mean, look at this boy, man. Yeah. He on fire with it. So all day. But anyway, man, Oomp, I appreciate you guys. Definitely stopping by. Hope people see this and understand the history of ATL. That you guys are definitely part of that nucleus.
For
I
sure.
remember you rapped on Unc first album.
Yep. R.I.P. to Unc.
R.I.P. to Unc.
I was gonna bring it up, but I wasn't sure how you felt about that. Talking about Unc. You know what I mean, and his legacy.
Yeah.
If it was still an open wound for you.
Yeah, man. Unc, man, bless his soul, man, and prayers for the family. Unc left us real early, man.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how big he was continuing to be as an artist.
Man, star, man.
I used to go host a spring break every year, and we did our hood stuff, but Unc was over there with big old white folks, white parties.
Yeah.
It was Unc.
Yeah, Unc traveled the world, the real travel.
He definitely did.
He done traveled the world. I mean, over and over though, and that record. Unc was still doing shows.
I know.
Right now. That record is, 20 years old?
Yeah. He was still doing shows. Produced by?
Montay.
Exactly.
DJ Montay.
Yeah.
I'm like, goodness.
Yep. That's crazy you mentioned Lady Gaga. We produced this record, which was a hit record for Flo Rida called Sugar.
I remember that too.
Sugar?
Yeah, y'all produced Sugar for Flo Rida.
Platinum. And but it had Lady Gaga on that record.
Yeah. The only reason I remember that stat was because I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, this dude just beat out. And this was back then when it came to like the numbers of like listeners online. He had beat out Gaga. And I was like, nobody's going to mention this?
So we got that billion award from Spotify. So I was like, right now, I think we got a Diamond Award and the Billion Award. So I think them the biggest awards right now that's out.
Can I ask?
Might have two of them awards.
Can I ask a favor?
Yes, sir.
And I know normally I gotta pay for these, but all the plaques I got, I ain't never got an Oomp plaque. I would love to get one, bro. I'll pay for it, bro.
I'll pay for it.
I would love to get an Oomp, just
that'd be hard.
Plaque.
Montay make it happen.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
That'd be one of my best. That probably would sit center of all my other plaques. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because y'all are part of my
You've
history.
been solid from day one with us, and we appreciate everything.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
That's the flag that I'll be honored to give to you.
I don't even know if you noticed. Montay will tell you I done fought with y'all. Took my shirt off and everything. He told me, he be like, man, E.T. a monkey.
Well, I'd be like, man, why you keep taking your shirt off, man?
Yeah, swinging in the club with y'all.
Yeah.
He'll tell you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't say we've been solid from day one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just that complete my. I'm like, yeah, man, I made it.
Yeah. I'll make that happen for you.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much, sir. Anyway, man, you guys, man, we here, man. We long conversation. Restaurants is going. More music is definitely on the way. Tay's Trio, possibly. We were looking for a third party, baby. You know what I'm saying? So any one of you girls that want to have Montay's dipped in your guacamole, he is ready for you.
Looking for a third.
Looking for a third, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, panty raising Escalades and family trips and escapades.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I want to say thanks for Streets, man. You know, they've been supporting. You know, you got Solo over here, Solo day one.
That's another day one right there.
Yeah, that's Oomp Camp, too.
That's an Camp, definitely.
For sure.
Solo, Oomp Camp.
Yeah.
You know, E.T., Oomp Camp.
All day.
So, hey, shit, nothing but love over here.
All day,
And
man.
then I remember Steve when he first got started. Shoot.
Damn, bruh. That's what I'm saying. You the nucleus of the hip hop culture out of the ATL,
Yeah.
and it just. I'm sorry to keep reiterating it because people are gonna watch this. I'm like, why does he keep saying this? Y'all don't get it, bro. I'm trying to teach y'all the importance of Oomp Camp and what they've meant. And you've watched other people blow up that have gotten bigger, and they've gotten their deserved credit. Bro, that nucleus, man. I'm telling you, Oomp was a part of it some type of way.
Some type of way.
Some type of way, bro.
It's a blueprint, man. It just got to be recognized and known. That's just what it was. If you was around at that time, you know the real.
Right.
You
And
know
even
the
till
real.
to this day, that's what I'm saying. The story's not over. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
till this day. Like, I mean, you know.
Montay still cranking it up.
Yeah,
doing his
absolutely.
thing. Big Corey, my son, remember he was a little kid.
I remember
he been
that.
doing this at 3. He's still in the mix. He produced, write, engineer. That's his whole life right now. So we're still making moves, man. We're still making moves.
And you can get a burger on top of it, nigga.
For sure. The big Oomp burger.